So every year, my family goes on this big fishing trip. It's become a sort of tradition, but not because we're any good at fishing. In fact, the only real reason we keep doing it is because Uncle Joe insists it's character building. This year was no different, except that Uncle Joe was unusually enthusiastic. The night before our trip, he spent hours prepping his gear, polishing his fishing rod like it was a beloved vintage car. "Got a good feeling about this one, boys," he said, with a twinkle in his eye that suggested he might actually catch something other than a cold this year. The next morning, we all piled into the boat, armed with snacks and an excessive amount of sunscreen. Uncle Joe took his spot at the helm, wearing a captain's hat he bought at a yard sale. We spent a good 3 hours out on the lake, and the only thing anyone caught was a mild sunburn. Just as we were about to call it a day, Uncle Joe's line suddenly tugged with the kind of force you read about in fishing magazines. We all scrambled to the edge of the boat, our hearts racing with anticipation. Could this be it? The legendary catch Uncle Joe had been dreaming of for years? With a triumphant grin, Uncle Joe reeled in his line, and there it was, a soaking wet, mud-encrusted old boot. At first, we all just stood there, dumbfounded. But Uncle Joe, bless his optimistic heart, wasn't the least bit fazed. "Well, I'll be," he chuckled, pulling the boot from the water. "Been fishing for a sole, and I got one." He slipped it on, and as luck would have it, it fit him perfectly. We burst into laughter, the kind that makes your stomach hurt and eyes water, while Uncle Joe strutted around the boat like he'd just found buried treasure. So there we were, in the middle of the lake, watching Uncle Joe parading his newfound footwear with the pride of a man who'd just discovered gold. As we headed back to shore, he kept glancing at his foot, shaking his head with a grin. "Well, folks," he finally said, "looks like I won't need to buy a pair of fishing boots after all. Guess you could say the boot fits, so I'll wear it." And just like that, the legend of Uncle Joe's big catch was born, destined to be told and retold at family gatherings for years to come.